taste, I think. I speak in Hindi. English? Are those who are raised for Hindi, they don't know English or they are not sure?
How many don't know English?
अच्छा हिंदी में पूछना आप?
हिंदी में किसको इंग्लिश नहीं आती है?
3 लोग हैं, ओनली 3-4 हैं. Can somebody translate for those 3-4?
Translate?
Yes. Yes.
Will you translate? Yes. You'll have to sit next to them.
You can do that? Only 3-4 are there.
Yes.
I can speak in English, I think. Is all right? Yeah. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuh Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Karamakyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sakrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Karijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhantatamscha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamini Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatyadesakarine Namo Mahavadaya Krishna Prema Prayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gorakrishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Bhutesha Gopika Kantarada Kantaramastute Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhya eva ca Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttamaśloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishthiti Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Our Karthik months are almost getting over. By 5th, I think it's going to get over. In the entire year, 2 months are very important, very, very special. One is the Karthik month, another one is the December month. So Karthik month is very dear to Srimati Radharani, and December month is very dear to Lord Krishna. It's called as Margasirsh. It's called Margasirsh month. In the Bhagavad Gita, 10th chapter, Krishna says, Masanam Margasirshotami, he says. Amongst the months I am Margasirsh month, he says. So what Srila Prabhupada did, Prabhupada said, this Karthik month is Urja Vrata, we call it, which means devotees do severe devotional austerities in this month. Like for example, going to Vrindavan for parikrama of the Govardhan, chanting more number of rounds, after reading more Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, visiting temple and offering lamp for the Lord daily. So we do all these things in the month of Karthik. And also reading more and hearing more pastimes from Krishna book and Srimad Bhagavatam. So like for example, the Govardhan Leela, Krishna dancing on Kaliya Leela, Krishna's childhood pastimes of stealing butter. So when we spend this month as spiritually as possible, this Karthik month, because in Karthik month, the more devotional activities you do, the effect is multiplied several times. So it's like a golden month. There is one book called as Damodar by His Holiness Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj. In that book I was reading, in the Karthik month, so many souls were delivered. Vishwamitra was going with 40 disciples through one forest. So he sat under one tree and he gave a katha. At the end of the katha, one rat came out of the tree hole and got liberated and went back to garden. Because the rat was also hearing the katha. So that is why I think sometimes in Yatra we sit under different trees in our katha. We don't know how many are getting delivered, who all are getting delivered. Similarly, in the Karthik month, one more pastime happened also. There was one Sudharma Brahman. He was going to the forest with one more Brahman. But Sudharma was very learned Brahman. The other Brahman was not so learned. So, one place in the forest, Sudharma Brahman saw a thick tulsi bush. Immediately offered obeisances and went to the pond nearby and fetched some water and offered it, circumambulated it, and touched the hand to Tulasi and was touching the head. Friend was wondering, hey, what is this? Why are you showing special respect to a plant? There are so many plants in the forest. So then Sudharma said, you don't know what is Tulasi? Okay, come, let's sit under the tree and I'll tell you. So he sat under the tree, root of a tree, and then he told about Tulasi long before when Lord Vishnu did the Samudramathan Leela with Asuras and Devatas. That time Lord Dhanvantari brought the Amrit Kalash. So after seeing the Devas and Asuras on either side, even such people of diametrically opposite social backgrounds and totally opposite. Devatas are Sattvic, Asuras are Rajasic, Tamasic. Devatas actually worship the cows. Asuras kill the cows. So Lord was thinking how these two parties cooperated. And they brought the Amrit Kalash out. So Lord was very pleased. So tears of joy came from his eyes and fell in the Amrit Kalash. It's called Prema Bashpa, we call it. 2 times you may cry. If you got first rank in the class, you will cry. Or if you failed in the paper, you will cry. So one tear is success tears. So when that fell in the pot, immediately Tulasi grew there. Because Tulasi is called Vishnu Toshani. Where the satisfaction of Vishnu exists, there Tulasi flourishes like that. So when he was telling this pastime, immediately the tree under which they were sitting, that got uprooted. Sound came and the tree fell off. So both the Brahmins ran away from the tree and watched what happened. Then out of the tree came one very handsome personality. Effulgent personality came. And Sudharma asked, hey, who are you? Man said, let me tell you my story. He said, see, long before I was a Gandharva in the heavenly planets, one day in a mountainous area, like Lonavala we have, like that. There was a beautiful waterfalls, big mountains, thick jungle. So I was going for a stroll and I saw a beautiful apsara. So I gathered flowers and made a bouquet. And then I wanted to give her, but the more I went behind her, she was going ahead. And then I threw it at her. But then she didn't accept it. She just moved her head away. And that flower bunch fell down. When it fell in the lap of one Agastya Rishi. Huh? You know Agastya Rishi? He was meditating. Oh. So the flower bunch fell, he became very angry, immediately looked up. Hi, who is that? So then the Apsara became afraid. She said, not me, not me, not me. She said, look at that guy. That guy threw the flower. She showed. Then immediately Agastya looked at him and understood the whole story. I think he was trying to throw the flowers at her, it fell on my lap. So immediately he cursed him and said, you see, this is no place for romance. This is the place for penance. This is actually Tapovanam. You are coming and spoiling the place, you guys. So he said, I curse you to become a Brahma Rakshas, he said. And immediately that fellow came running down and fell at his feet and said, I'm sorry sir, please kindly forgive me. He said, see, I can't take back the curse. But if you hear the glory of Tulasi and glory of Vishnu in the Karthik Mass, then you will be getting vimochana, liberated. As soon as he said that, next moment this fellow was, coming down the antariksh and to the earth, and here he fell and he became a tree. So in that tree he was residing the Brahma Rakshas. The Brahma Rakshas is this fellow, this Gandharva. He became Brahma Rakshas, he was living there in the tree. So many people passed through the forest, nobody came to him, nobody came to the tree, nobody spoke about these glories. After many, many hundreds of years, one day the Sudharma and his friend came, and now Sudharma spoke about both Tulasi also and also about Vishnu. Immediately he said, I am liberated now, he said. So many such pastimes took place during this month of Karthik. Very glorious month, very auspicious month. The Puranas say that once a cat was running behind a rat, but the rat was escaping. And the rat would go round and round the altar, and the cat also ran behind. So 3 pradakshinas both of them did. 3 pradakshinas. After that the cat pounced on the rat, but the rat got liberated because already he did 3 pradakshinas. So anybody in this month, you do pradakshina, you offer a lamb to the Lord, you bow down to the Lord, you go to the temple, take darshan of the deity, or you chant the holy name. These activities have multiplied effect, enormous effect this month. So you still have some more days to go. How many more days? 4 more days for Karthik to end. So some people take a vow that I will finish reading the whole Krishna book during this month. Some devotees take vows like that. So some devotees get up very early in the morning. In Hyderabad, our temple is like packed in the morning, flooded with devotees, lot of devotees. So this month is very dear to Srimati Radharani. Why? Because every day of this month, Krishna has performed some leela. Like one of the days he lifted the Govardhan hill. One of the days he danced on Karya. One of the days he swallowed the forest fire. Another day he stole butter in different gopis' homes. Another day he stole butter in his own home. Nanda Baba did that. Yashoda caught him on the Diwali day. And then she tied him up. So each day is like a golden day in this month. So many of our ISKCON leaders also, like Vaisheshika Prabhu comes to Vrindavan. Every day they read 5 hours Srimad Bhagavatam. Like they finish 2 cantos, they finish. This time I heard that in Karthik month they did the whole Madhya Leela, they completed. In 19 days they completed the whole Madhya Leela. They read 5 hours every day. And then they go for Govardhan Parikrama daily. And they chant 64 rounds daily. So this is a month for austerities. Devotional austerities. Just like any of you working in a company, your company tells you, can you just add 1 more hour, we will give you 20,000 more. How many of you will immediately agree? Just add 1 more hour. Just 20,000 more, correct? So you will see that people like to accumulate currency notes or dollar notes. Similarly, devotees like to accumulate bhakti sukruti. Why? Because your dollar notes, currency notes have to be left behind at the time of death. You can't carry with you. Can you? You cannot carry. Everything has to be left behind. Your car will be standing in the garage. Your house will remain where it is. Your bank balance will remain as it is. Your laptop will remain on your table. When we leave, now we can't even take this body also. Body also we leave it behind. Nothing will be allowed to be carried with us. But one thing that will go with you is the devotion that you did for Lord Krishna. As well, Bhakti Sukriti. Somebody may argue that what about Punya? What about Pap? Punya and Pap also goes with you. Virtue and sin. But virtue and sin are dissolvable accounts. They'll get dissolved. Just like you all have a bank account now. If you keep on withdrawing, what will happen? You'll get exhausted. Or if you keep depositing, it will increase. So it's an account which doesn't remain permanent. It keeps diminishing or increasing. Punya Papa is like that. Whereas Bhakti Sukriti is not like that. Bhakti Sukriti, you keep on investing. Like today you chanted Hare Krishna. That's recorded in your Bhakti Sukriti. And that will keep on increasing. And that will never be deleted. It will be permanent. Just like you have a piggy bank. You put half the piggy bank you filled every day by putting one coin. Even 2-3 years you didn't put anything, that will remain as it is. And then when you again start putting again, it will start from where you last left, like that. Bhakti is like that. You are sitting and hearing Katha today because in the previous life you have put some deposits in your Bhakti account. And those deposits are giving you some inspiration to come now. And now to come to this center, take part in the lecture, Kirtan. You are liking it. But there are fellows who are bereft of any Bhakti Sukriti, they are loitering in the road, they don't want to come here. They are not interested because they don't have any account. They have to start the account slowly. So, therefore, this month is for building our Bhakti Sukriti. And December month is actually for very dear to Lord Krishna. So, that month is actually for Gita Jayanti month also. Gita Jayanti is the day in Jyotisha Lord Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna in Kurukshetra. That's the day. So that whole month is a very auspicious month. I might request all of you, you can meet people and tell them that this is the month Lord Krishna spoke Gita to Arjuna. If you take it, Bhagavad Gita, most of the Indians would say, oh, we already have Bhagavad Gita. They would say like that. So what is this Vaisheshika Prabhu told us? You can tell them that you already may have Bhagavad Gita. Your mother has studied Bhagavad Gita. Your grandmother has memorized all shlokas in Gita. And we know it very well. So therefore what you do, you give us a donation to give Bhagavad Gita to those who are non-earning members. Like that if you ask them, they will give you some donation. Say if they give you 500 rupees, then you can fill their hand with some books, small books, if they have Bhagavad Gita. Whatever donation they give, we give some books to them. So why we give out books during this month, during Marathon, I am going to share some things with you about that. You would see that the Supreme Lord is very fond of teaching spiritual knowledge and learning spiritual knowledge from his devotees. Some examples of Lord teaching spiritual knowledge, one is Krishna teaching Arjuna, correct? Rishabhadev teaching his 100 sons. Or Hamsavatar teaching Brahma and Chatush Kumaras. Or Kapila teaching his own mother, what's her name? Devagati, Kapila Shiksha, he is teaching. And Lord Vishnu teaching his first-born son in the lotus. Who is that? Brahma. So you can see in all these cases, Lord becomes a guru and he makes his own devotee his disciple, student. And Lord likes, that means Lord is a good teacher. Lord likes to be a teacher of his own devotees. Similarly, Lord makes his devotees his teacher and he becomes a student. Can you give an example? Where does Lord make his devotee teacher and he wants to learn from them? Sandipani Muni, give him an applause, very good. Sandipani Muni is Krishna's devotee. Lord made him a teacher and then he went to his ashram. Any other example where Lord made his devotee his teacher? Like Vasishtha and Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrugna, they all went to Gurukula. They were 5-year-old boys. So Dasharath called Vasishtha ji and said, please take my sons to Gurukul, train them up. So when he took them to Gurukul, there was a hut inside which he put 4 this kind of stools, 4 asana. And he made 4 children sit in 4. And then he fell flat on the ground. Who? Vasishtha. And then with folded palms, kneeling down, he asked Ram, my dear Lord, what is this drama you are doing? You are the Swami, I am your servant. You are supposed to teach me. Why is it that you are trying to come to my ashram and learn from me? Ram said, see, this is your duty that I have given you. You have to become a guru now. And I want to teach the world how everybody should take shelter of a guru and learn knowledge, spiritual knowledge. I want to set a role model, example for this, because I am Maryada Purushottam. I want to set an example. So later on, Vasishtha got up and he circumambulated all the four of them 3 times and bowed down to them. And then he acted as a guru. Because of their order, he acted like that. Similarly, you will see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Ramananda that I will ask you a question and you can answer me. Ramananda said, what is this? Because Ramananda is Arjuna in the mood of Vishaka Sakhi. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna in the mood of Radharani. So Krishna coming in the mood of Srimati Radharani is Lord Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna, Nahi Anya, we say. And Ramananda Rai in Godavari bank in South India, he is actually Arjuna coming in the mood of Vishaka Sakhi. So now Lord Chaitanya is asking him questions, and Ramananda Rai said, what is this? You are God and I am an ordinary jiva. How can I answer your questions? So he was feeling very uneasy. But though he was uneasy, in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Arjuna asked questions. And who answered? Krishna answered. Now Krishna is asking questions. Who is answering? He has to answer. So sometimes Lord likes to make his devotee his superior. And then Lord likes to be subordinate and he likes to learn from them. And why the Lord does it? Simply out of love. Lord likes to exchange love with his devotees, either by becoming a teacher or becoming a student. But the most important point is this, that the knowledge is a very important thing in this whole world. The knowledge is compared to a lamp, correct? No? Jnana Deepena Bhasvata. I'll tell you 2 shlokas, one from Bhagavad Gita and one from Bhagavatam. Bhagavad Gita, there is one verse, all of you can repeat after me. Teshamevānukam pārtham aham ajñānajam tamaha nāshayāmyātma bhāvasto jnana deepena bhasvata. Even if a disciple is illiterate, he cannot read the books of his spiritual master. Even for such a sincere devotee who is chanting my holy names, Lord says, I, residing in his heart, will lit up his heart with the torchlight of knowledge, with the lamp of knowledge. Lord is saying that. But if you can read, you definitely should buy a copy of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and you should read. All of you sitting here, you're all literate. Chanakya says, if you have the eyes, but you don't read the Shastras, then your 2 eyes are like 2 wounds, like that he says. Because it's only like a wound, he says. Why? Because it's not used for studying Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam and getting enlightened. So, one should study surely. In Bhagavatam there is another verse. Let me recollect the verse. Yatsvanabhavam akila shrutisāramekam adhyatmadīpamadititirṣatam tamondham samsārinām karunayāga purāna guhyam tam vyāsasodamupayāmi gurum munīnām. Like this, Sutta Goswami is glorifying his Guru, Shukadeva Goswami. He is saying, Yasvanabhavam akila shrutisāramekam. There are a lot of literatures in this world, Puranas, Vedas, Upanishads, Upavedas and all. But amongst them, the saram of all these things is Srimad Bhagavatam, he says. And then he's saying, Adhyatma Deepam. That's why I told you the word Deepam, right? Adhyatma Deepam means it's a spiritual lamp, he says. The beauty of this lamp is, during the Damodar festival, one person is holding one lamp, but he can lit up 1,000 lamps. Will his lamp get diminished? No. Knowledge is also like that. If you give knowledge, your knowledge is not going to get reduced. Not that, I have a stock of 100 count of knowledge and I gave you 10 and each it got over. It's not like that. It's not like a paper. I tore and gave it to everybody. I don't have any paper. It's not like that. The knowledge is such a thing, spiritual knowledge. The more you give, the more you get. Repeat it. Amazing, isn't it? Those who are going to repeat this knowledge, they will become more and more expert in this knowledge. But if you don't repeat this knowledge, in Bhagavatam there is an analogy given that if you have a cracked pot in which you keep water, little by little water will get leaked. Your knowledge will gradually get leaked if you don't keep giving it to others. But the more you give, but if you don't give and you keep it in a pot, it just gradually gets leaked. Tomorrow you will forget everything that you learned. This was Gopal Krishna Maharaj, when he came to Pune, he was telling, those people who keep on using shlokas in their lectures, the shlokas are right here. As soon as they start it, shloka will come in the mouth. Those who don't repeatedly use the shlokas go to backside of the head, he said. And therefore they will do like this. Oh, I forgot. So he said you should always keep using. So knowledge is compared to a lamp, deepam, adhyatma deepam is compared. Knowledge is also compared, the transcendental knowledge, which is compared to roses also. Have you heard the saying, the hand that lends out roses is rendered fragrant? If your hand is giving out hundreds of roses, then you smell the fellow's hand, what do you find? Fragrance. So the more you give knowledge to others, because of your holding knowledge and giving that knowledge actually positively affects you. It purifies you. It uplifts you. Krishna glorifies the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitram viha vidyate, he says. There is no knowledge as spiritual knowledge is as pavitram. So what is so divine, what is so special about the spiritual knowledge, I will tell you now. In the Chaitanya Leela, there is one verse, Maya Mugdha Jivarana Hi Swata Krishna Jnana Atayeva Kripa Koila Krishna Veda Puran. This verse meaning is, Maya Mugdha Jiva means those jivas who have forgotten God. Those who are like fools, completely carried away by Maya. They cannot understand Krishna. But how can they understand? He says, Krishna has given this Veda Puran, which is like a GPS for you. See, when you have a GPS, you put the destination, immediately you get the direction. Correct, no? You just have to follow it. So that GPS is in spiritual platform, it's called Guru Parampara system. Correct, no? Material people call it as what? Global positioning system. We call it Guru Parampara system. Correct, no? In the 17th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, there is one shloka in which he says about the definition of Sat. Sat, S-A-T. We say now Sat, Asat. Opposite is Asat, we call it. Sat means what? Supreme absolute truth. Correct, no? Supreme absolute truth. Sat, what is it? So he talks about the, he says that the Sat Sangha, Sangha means association with God, association with devotees. This is called Sat Sangha. This definition you read. You have Bhagavad Gita copy here? I can get that verse. You have a copy of Bhagavad Gita? So, Sadbhave Sadhubhave, like that there is a verse in the 17th chapter. Yeah. Anything will do. English, Hindi. 17th point? 27, yeah. She got an English copy, yeah. Yes. Yes, so this is good, yeah. You want to know the verse number 17 point? Yeah, 26. 17 point, you see. Sadbhave sadhu bhave cha. Sat iti yetat prayujyate. Yeah, see, sadbhave sadhu bhave cha. Sat iti yetat prayujyate is saying. So, sadbhave is in sense of nature of the Supreme Lord. Sadhubhave, the nature of the devotee. This is called as Sat, he says. Sat Sangha means You come in close touch with God in the temple, and you come in close touch with sadhus, saintly people, devotees of God. You come in touch. So that is actually, and there you get the knowledge. When you are coming close to God, therefore Krishna is the Supreme God. He is giving us the knowledge. He is saying, Maya Mukti Jivana hi Swata Krishna Jnana, Ateva Kripa Koila Krishna Veda Puran. Now, what is the use of this knowledge? Somebody may ask. Let me tell you a true story which happened in Russia, in Moscow. One thief broke into a house through the window in the night without anybody's knowledge. And then he switched on the light in that room and he looked for some money, some gold and everything. He couldn't get anything. He just got a copy of Bhagavad Gita like this. He saw this kind of thing. So, of course, this was not the cover. At that time, the cover was like this. So he saw the cover. Oh, this fellow has a bow and arrow. This fellow is going in a chariot. Maybe I will get something useful. He didn't know what the book was. He just picked up. He thought, I am a thief, I have to loot something. So he picked it up. And he went out of the house and he went home. And after he went home, in the evening time, he started opening and studying. And the introduction was so interesting for him. He went on reading. It became night, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. His wife reminded him to husband, what is this? It's a time for your business. Because night time you are supposed to be out. What are you doing sitting at home? He said, no, this book is very interesting. I want to read it. So in 2-3 days he didn't go for stealing. He started reading. He completed the whole Bhagavad Gita. And he completely got transformed. He stopped being a thief after that. Because the knowledge dawned. So the nature of knowledge is, it's like switching on a tube light in a dark room. Just like these lights are on now. We all are able to see each other. Correct? Imagine if these lights are completely switched off. If somebody comes running inside, they are likely to put their feet on somebody's thigh, somebody's head, and everybody will be screaming. Because in ignorance, we create trouble for others and we create trouble for ourselves also. The person coming running inside, he will also fall down. Others also will be in trouble, correct now? But when the light is on, then you can properly deal with others, correct now? You know who is sitting where. You can see things as they are when the light is on. So knowledge is that's why compared to light. Knowledge is compared to light. Yeah, that is why it's compared to the light. I told you the example of Jnana Deepam. I told you. So Lord is saying that the scripture is like a love letter of God for all the souls. See, we all have come to this world, but we don't know when did we come. How many millions of years ago we came, and we are moving from one body to another, second body, third body, fourth body, fifth body. Sometimes king's body, sometimes ordinary human being's body, sometimes devata's body, sometimes a dog's body. And we are changing bodies also. Who am I? When did I come? And why am I suffering? So all answers the Lord has given in this. The information is there. Study this, understand who you are originally, and you may belong to any religion, but what we teach in ISKCON society is dharma of the soul. See, when you say Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Sikhism, Jainism, these are all called material religions. Why they are called material? Because externally they wear a certain type of attire, and there are temples in India where they only allow certain category of people. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah. Whereas in ISKCON society, everybody is welcome. When Srila Prabhupada went to America, he presented this philosophy in a very secular manner. He told the people, in every body, whether you are a Hindu, Muslim, Christian, in all the bodies there is the same type of driver of the body is sitting called Atman. Atman is same. Whether you are in a Hindu, it's not that there is a, is it like Hindu gold or Muslim gold or Christian gold? Is that gold different gold? Gold is gold. Currency note is currency note. Like for example, if a Hindu is keeping $100 and a Muslim is keeping $100, is there a difference between that dollar and this dollar? No. Similarly, the soul in the body of all the different religious people, the soul is same type of soul is sitting. And all the souls have common father, one supreme. We call him as Krishna. Somebody calls him Allah, somebody calls him Jehovah. Somebody may call him with different names. Just like sun is called as Ravi, Dinakar, Bhaskar, Surya, Suraj. You can call different names, but the object is same. So this is actually called as Bhagavad Dharma. What is taught in the Vedas ultimately. But after that, so many differences have been created by the people. But the ultimate Dharma means, see, today we have one devotee, Balram Gopal Prabhu, amongst us here. He is from LA, Los Angeles. So in 2022, when he was a college student, he got a copy of Bhagavad Gita, as it is. Deva Bharat Prabhu gave him when he was in LA. So he read it and it was making so much sense to him. Correct, Balram Gopal? Yeah, he found it very thrilling. He came to the LA temple and said, I want to dedicate my life, I want to join and serve. Then after that, they gave him a copy of Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita also. And all the other small books. Now he has been reading these books. Now he has been a good student and now he has come to India for some time. So here is an example of somebody, he may be born in the Western world, but he is able to understand this knowledge because that's the way Prabhupada presented in a very secular manner. You are a soul, you are a lover of God, but you have forgotten God. And the goal of life is to go back home, back to Godhead. So I heard one beautiful analogy. One time, from a branch of a tree, an ant fell down in a river. And it was fastly flowing river. And the ant thought, I am dead now, I am finished. But there was a pigeon sitting in the tree branch. And the pigeon took pity. So he tore one leaf and threw it down. So fortunately, the leaf fell right next to the ant. And the ant boarded the leaf. And the leaf became like a boat. So gradually the leaf took him to the bank of the river. And then it went to the bank of the river and then gradually climbed up the tree again. So when I heard this story, I was thinking, we also have fallen in this world. Patitam mam vishame bhavam buddhavu, Lord Chaitanya says. And this is like a fastly flowing river, current of samsara. And acharyas like Prabhupada have given us their books. More than 100 books Prabhupada has given, created the ISKCON society. And that's like the dove which is plucking and throwing a leaf. And we took shelter of these books by which we got the right knowledge to see the world around us. Because of which now our life is saved now. Now we are all preparing to go back home, back to Godhead, isn't it? So acharyas are like that, like the dove, very merciful. They always make way for us to return back to Godhead. Correct, no? So one of the things by which they bring us back to Godhead, the blueprint or the GPS or the map, what the acharyas give, that's the books. So most important thing when you want to go to any destination is the GPS for you, correct, no? Otherwise you will not know in the car where to go, how to go. So the books give us the map of life, how to. Like one time in one of the railway stations, one devotee was distributing books. He saw one college girl was standing and sobbing. She was weeping. So he was thinking, should I give a book to her, Bhagavad Gita? It was abroad. But he was a little hesitant. He thought that this lady is weeping. If I give her the book, she may become angry on me or something. He didn't give her. But then the train was moving fast. She jumped into the track and she committed suicide. And the train hit her and she died. Later on, this book distributor lamented, alas, I could have taken a risk and shown her some book. But another time, another devotee was distributing books, Prabhupada's books. One place he saw in the car parking area, a lot of smoke was coming. Like that smoke was coming out. So he went close to that place. He saw one boy who wanted to commit suicide. He took the exhaust pipe and put it inside the window of his car. And the whole car inside was full of smoke. And this devotee was shocked. My Lord, how to stop this boy? He didn't know. So he had a Krishna book with him. He just kept it in the window, the glass right in front of the boy. And that boy, while taking in the smoke, he saw that colorful book. He became a little curious. So he just put his hand out and took it and started flipping through the pages. Just 3-4 lines he read, it was so interesting. Immediately he took out the exhaust. And his life was saved. He became a devotee, that boy. Just see how somebody's life was saved by giving them a book. And how somebody's life was taken away by not giving the book. I told you 2 examples. And also we should be convinced about this fact that, any jiva anywhere is searching for God. It is God who arranges them to get a copy of the book. You will see that. One time, one man actually was finishing his business, and then he was leaving to catch the flight. So when he was leaving, his business friend gave him some book. Some spiritual book, he said. He took it and he put it in his suitcase. Then he boarded the flight. Then he landed in another place. There he had to catch a car. And he had to go from this place to another place like Pune, Bombay, that kind of distance. He had to go by car. So he was going by car. On the way, it was like almost getting dark, like 7 o'clock or something. And the car tire got punctured. And it was a very remote place. It was like a jungle kind of place. So he became a little worried. If I come out of the car, maybe forest animals may come out, deer and other things, cheetah and other things. So he wanted what to do. He was looking around and he saw one hut in the hill. So he left the car on the road and then he went to the hill. And he went and battered the door. And there was a yogi living there. So he opened the door. Although the yogi belonged to abroad, he came to India and he learned some yoga. And then he went back, he was practicing. So he allowed this man to come in and stay overnight. He gave him some food to eat and everything. Next day morning while leaving, this man thought I should give him something. So he opened his suitcase and saw that book. What was the book? It was Krishna book. That man had given him what book? Krishna book. So he took out the book and gave it to the yogi and said, "This is a spiritual book, would you like to have?" And he said, "Yes, why not?" So he took it. And that yogi read that book. After 1 week, he came and joined ISKCON after that. Can you imagine? He was living in a remote jungle. How do you think the spiritual book reached him? Which means if Krishna sees some sincerity in the heart of any jiva, he will arrange to send this literature to them. So you can become an instrument in reaching the books to so many people who are looking for knowledge. Nowadays, in this day and age, it's very painful to see in 2023 alone, in Bangalore, 248 youths committed suicide. In Bangalore alone, 248 people is a very big number for one city, you can imagine. Because nowadays the life has become very tense and very stressful, and many people are not getting jobs. Those who have jobs are getting laid off and are not getting promotion. And there are wars going on in many places. You hear, you see YouTube, so many breaking news is coming nowadays. Everywhere situation is not good. Whether, Russia, America, Bangladesh, India, everywhere there are situations are very vulnerable and very tense. So, and also because of all these things, many people are very worried and in anxiety. Most of the breaking news will break your head, but they have no solution. Correct, no? That's why they call it what news? They don't talk about making news, only breaking news. Isn't it? On the other hand, you will find these kind of books, they give you a practical solution. Prabhupada, you will see that you do 4 things and you don't do 4 things. Very simple. You all know this ABCD, right? What is A? Association. At least come once in a week. And B, Bhagavad Gita, 1 page a day. C is chanting, at least 1 round a day. And D is devotional diet, not doctor's diet. What diet? Devotional diet. So this is ABCD. Correct. These are the 4 do's. And what are the 4 don'ts? No gimme. No gimme. Gimme means no gambling, no illicit sex, no meat eating, no intoxication. So Prabhupada clearly put it up. What to do, what not to do. So we have a clear solution to this. If you just implement this 4 plus 4, 4 do's and 4 don'ts, your life would be a lot more different. Each of them awards you something. For example, association. If you come weekly once like this, study Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, the association will give you discipline. How many of you would like your life to be more disciplined? Correct? So this is a very easy solution. Birds of the same feather flock together. Like parrots fly with parrots. Crows fly with dogs live with devotees should live with. Very simple. Correct, no? Prabhupada says sometimes the dogs quarrel among themselves. They go for one round and come back again with dogs only. You have seen that? Have you ever seen dogs after quarreling with dogs, they will go and live with cats? You'll never see that. Similarly, even among devotees, little quarrel comes, you go for one round and come back and again be with devotees. Because we can't leave the devotees and go. Stay always with devotees. Tandera charana sevi bhakta sannevas. Boliye. Tandera charana sevi bhakta sannevas. Jana me hoi abhilash. Jana me hoi. Tandera charana sevi bhakta sannevas. Jana me hoi abhilash. Chai gosai dhave vraje koilavas. Radha Krishna nitya leela korilo prakash. Anande bolo hari bhaja vrindavan. Shri Guru Vaishnava padam ajayaman. Shri Guru Vaishnava pad padma koriyas. Nama sankirtana kore narottamadas. Hare Hare Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Gopal Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudana. Giridhari Gopinatha Magana Mohana. Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita. Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunatha. Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha. Jai Gosai Kori Charana Vandana. Jaha hoite Vignanash Avishta Purana. Jai Gosai Jar Voi Tararas. Kansavara Padarenu Mora Panchadras. Tandera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanevas. Jana me hoye abhilash. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna song it is. He talks about, here it is said that Tantric Charana Se Bhakta Sanivas, Janame Janame Hoi, Ye Abhilash. One should aspire that birth after birth, let me be born in the midst of devotees and let me live in the midst of devotees. Because devotees are those who follow the four regulative principles. They chant the holy name. They also read Bhagavad Gita. They associate with other devotees. Very clean life, very, very pure life. How many of you observed it when you came to ISKCON? Correct? You all have seen outside life, correct now? And when you came to ISKCON, you saw how pure life is. There is regular association, the reading of Bhagavad Gita, chanting of the holy name, eating only pure prasadam offered to Krishna. We don't eat anything else. And following the four regulative principles, no illicit sex, no reading, no gambling, no intoxication. Such a clean life it is. That means we are actually preparing to enter the spiritual world. Because to enter the spiritual world, we have to become pure. So the pure lifestyle is taught here, in this place. But the blueprint for this entire spiritual life is in Prabhupada's books. So the books are the basis, he said. So the Vedas are very vast and oceanic. So, but in the Vedas, Mahabharata, Ramayana are two big epics. In the Mahabharata, the most important item is the Bhagavad Gita. So in the Bhagavad Gita, the three gunas are taught. Tamaguna, Rajaguna and Sataguna. So most of the world is absorbed in which gunas? Tamaguna, Rajaguna. So in the path of spiritual life, how to situate ourselves in Sattva and then prepare ourselves to go back to God. The Prabhupada teaches it very, very beautifully in his through his book. Prabhupada's language is very, very simple. Earlier, all the commentaries were all in Sanskrit. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is an example given. There are two classes of birds in this world. One is the Kakajan, one is the Hansajan. Kakajan means, the Kaka means who? Crow. Yeah. Hans means? Swan. Yeah. So have you all observed these two Pakshis, how they behave? Hans, Pakshi will always live in Manasarovar lake, in clean water, it will only drink milk. And its body of the Hansa is very pure white skin. I mean, it's all white wings. White wings you will find. Very beautiful bird it is. If you have been to our New Vrindavan in, near Pittsburgh, in America, there are two beautiful swans there, floating always, you will see that. And Kakajan means crows. Where do the crows live? They will be sitting in a dustbin, taking out dirty things, sometimes taking out a dead rat and tearing it and trying to get some juice out of it. It's a horrible thing, isn't it? So these two are mentioned in one shloka. I'll tell you the shloka. Nayat pachaschitrapadam harer yasho jagat pavitram pragrinita karhichit tatvayasam tirthamushanti manasa nayatrahamsa niramantu shikshaya. This verse says that there are two categories of people who delight in two different type of literatures. Like there are people who buy the cinema magazines. You've seen that? Where there is a dirty pictures of cinema actors and actresses, semi-clad, not properly dressed, and all kinds of rubbish information is there. Cinema magazines. In India, they typically call it as time pass, they call it. See, whether you want, time anyway passes. You don't have to buy those dirty magazines. When you go in the trains, you find people buy the cinema magazines and they are looking at those magazines with all the dirty pictures. So these are compared to crow class people. Those who look at such pornography or adult content or porn books and things like that, or people who are also watching all kind of political or worldly news, gossip about which actor is going to marry which actress. Not that without knowing it you will die without that. Useless information. There is so much about sports, so much about politics, so much about movie, so much about breaking news of the world. But these kinds of news, and also there are many people writing Adhunik Kavita nowadays, which has actually no connection to spirituality. Many people are writing. Like one fellow wrote a poem. Even a rich man's window is having clothes, but the poor children in the slum have no clothes, and everybody is clapping. What a poem, So this is Adhunik Kavita. There is no rhythm also there. You see that? People write like that. They write some poem, And there are people to read such Adini Kavita also. Another fellow wrote a poem. Oh, moon, look at you, there are so many rowdy stars are twinkling at you, or something like that. He wrote a poem. Everybody said, oh, moon is compared to some girl walking in the road and all the twinkling stars are like rowdies who are twinkling or whatever. So this is Adini Kavita. See, these kavitas are all written for sense gratification. That's why any literature or serial in a TV like He-Man, Batman, Spider-Man, all kinds of things, or Harry Potter, all these things, or any kind of cinema magazines. See, it can be magazine, it can be movies, it can be cinema songs, it can be theater, cinema songs. All these things are gross stuff only. That's why that Vayasam Tirtham, it says. They are all compared to stuff meant for gross, like what you get in the dustbin. Why? Because these things don't purify you, they don't elevate you. On the other hand, that literature which glorifies the Supreme Lord, by hearing which, like for example, you hear Ramayana, you hear Mahabharata, you hear Bhagavad Gita, you hear Srimad Bhagavatam, that will actually cleanse our mind, it will uplift us, and it will make our character more and more noble, purer and purer. You can see Arjuna was weeping in the beginning of the battle. After hearing the Gita, he became confident and performed his duty perfectly. The same manner, when Gandhi was in 5th standard, one day he saw one drama of Lord Ramachandra. It was so touching to his heart. Ram, Lakshman, Shatrugna, Bharat and all of them. So he was deeply moved. On that day he took a vow that in my life I will never speak a lie. I will always speak the truth. And I will emulate the character of Lord Ram. And that is why later on he went on to become father of the nation, isn't it? Prabhupada appreciates his character. Politically he may be doing many things, but in character-wise he was very much glorified. He started the, our ashram also he started. One seva ashram, no? Started. And he also started farm culture and charka culture and everything, simplicity and everything, Swadeshi and everything. You will see that Gandhi was very much touched by the truthfulness of Rama and his straightforward behavior, honesty, integrity. So he learned from that. Even as a school boy, he learned. Like this young boy. You are in which standard now? Which standard you are in? He was also like him. He was in 1st standard. He was touched by that. So when you study the scripture, initially you come to Sattva, but eventually when you go deeper in scripture, then you understand the person who created the universe. The scriptures start with saying the difference between matter and spirit. Like this is dead matter, and all of you sitting here, you are spirit. What is the difference? This is non-living and you are living. Like a driver and a car. Car is dead, but driver is alive. So the whole subject matter about in the scripture is, you are spirit, God is supreme spirit. You are called Anuchid Vastu, God is called Brihachid Vastu. And the sambandha between the two is prem, love. So scriptures go to the very heart of this knowledge, who you are and who God is and how to revive your sambandha with Him. Originally belong to Him in the spiritual world, we come here. So the scriptures are taking us back to our original happy state, from where we have fallen into this miserable state. So that is why those who are willing to lend their ears to hearing the scriptures, they are compared to swan class. Correct? Whereas people who are hearing all the useless mundane news, they are compared to crow class. Correct? No? So in the dawn of creation onwards, there are two classes of people, divine and demoniac. Now amongst the divine also, there are two categories, pious and spiritual. Pious people, who are they? Now Karthik month, they also come to temple and like, somebody is offering lamb because they have some sankalp in mind. So they are starting a new business, let it flourish or something. Or some girl is not yet married, she's thinking, hope I'll get married. I'll get a good match this month. Everybody has some plan in mind when they are offering a lamb to the Lord also. So they are pious people. Pious people are better than atheistic people, than demoniac people. But piety is not enough. Because piety may keep us in a, you can have a handsome body, you may be, but you'll have to be born again and again. It's like going from a B-class jail to A-class jail. But ultimately jail is Jaya. So therefore, divine and demoniac, out of the two, which is better? No, divine and demoniac, out of the two, which is better? Divine. And in divine there is pious and spiritual, which is better? Because spiritual means our central discussion is about spiritual world, no? And Krishna and the five rasas, how to return back home, back to Godhead, how to serve the Lord. Our interest is the main topic of subject matter is about the Lord and our relationship with the Lord. So who is the pivot around whom everything is revolving? That is God. That is spiritual. Whereas pious people means, I go to temple and pray to God, please give me this. Everything about oneself. That's the difference. So in spiritual also there are two. There is Vaidhi and Raganuga. Vaidhi Bhakti means you do chanting out of duty. I am supposed to get up in the morning, so I'll get up. I am supposed to chant 16 rounds, so I'll do it. I am supposed to come for weekly program, I come. That is out of duty. But Raga Bhakti means out of love. Out of love is higher. Somebody is doing things out of love, that is much higher, isn't it? So you will say, like for example, you go to a hotel. A waiter is coming and giving you, and the waiter is smiling. His smile is, what is the smile called as? It's called as cardboard face and plastic smile. Valid. Why we call plastic smile? Because he is smiling for a tip. Correct, no? Even the receptionist, you have seen that? Receptionist, when you go. So that smile doesn't impress us, touch us. But the smile of the mother who is cooking something for you, because she has nothing to expect from you. She only wants to give you. So you want genuine smile or a plastic smile? Yeah. So in spiritual also, Vaidhi and Raganuga. Raga Bhakti means all the Vrajabasis are all in pure love for God. Like Sudama going to Dwaraka with great love, Akrura going to Vrindavan with great love, the gopis of Vrindavan, Nandapava, Yashoda. So we all want to learn the culture of pure love. If you learn that love, within family also you will be very happy. Because if we can learn that pure love for God, all of you repeat this, love God, love all. You will learn this. Once we learn to love God, we can learn to love all very easily. That's what. We will have no enemies at all. So the scripture means, it teaches that ultimate platform of love. Every religion is trying to take you to one level. But Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, they take us to the highest level of becoming lovers of God. Actually, when you become a lover of God, you can keep God in your pocket. How many of you would like to have that facility? Right? Yeah, you can have Krishna in your pocket. Like Arjuna is having Lord in his pocket. That means Lord becomes surrendered to his devotee completely. Lord says, if somebody becomes my devotee, I give myself to the devotee. Atmanam api yachati, he says. Smarataha padakamalam atmanam api yachati. Which means those who are remembering his lotus feet always, the Lord becomes sold out to such devotees. So I'll repeat one famous verse. Sadhavo hridayam mahyam sadhunam hridayam tvaham madanyatte na jananti aham tebhyo managapi. The Lord is saying, I am in the heart of a devotee, and my devotee is in my heart. And I don't think of anything but my devotee. And my devotees don't think of anything other than me. He says. So this is the ultimate platform of Lord and the devotee relationship, which is the essence of all the scriptures. All the knowledge is all detailed. This is the essential thing. So if you are a swan class, then you study the scriptures, do these 4 do's and avoid the 4 don'ts, and prepare yourself to be returning back to God, where you can meet the Lord face to face. So these literatures are much different from the books you read in the college or the school. College book, textbooks and school books, they just teach you a mundane knowledge. They talk about earth, water, fire, air, ether. They talk about that. They don't tell you one word about who you are and where you are supposed to go, where you are coming from. There is no knowledge. So, but you still go to school to earn some degree, to become engineer or doctor, to earn your livelihood, that's all. But you don't know what is the ultimate meaning of life, purpose of life, goal of life, correct now? But when you study these literatures, Therefore, my humble request to all of you, during this month, now December is coming now, we are going to do the Prabhupada Book Marathon. So everybody in your own capacity, if you feel shy to go alone, a very simple thing I will tell you, go to your shopping mall, take permission to put a table at the entrance of the shopping mall. And 10 devotees can go together. And like he plays Mridangam. So one devotee can play Mridanga, one devotee can play Karthik, do Kirtan. Because we didn't do Kirtan, a lot of people come and gather around the table. We have seen that, correct now? Because Kirtan attracts people. They ask, what is this, what happened? They come and ask. And you can keep one card printed with this address, your this location address, you can keep it and put some WhatsApp number also in there. People can connect with you. So like him, this boy, what's his name? Yeah? Mukul? Okay, Mukul. So Mukul can give out cards. Huh? Mukund, yeah. So Mukund can give out cards like that. If somebody like Mukund is showing a book, people buy more faster. Correct, no? And what is his name? Huh? Dhruva. So if Dhruva and Mukund, they show the books to people, they will sell 10 times more than me. If I give books, people say, the Sadhu Baba is giving. No, we don't know. They say, we have no time for you, Sadhu Baba. If they give, they will immediately take it. Correct, no? Because when they see children are showing, they will be curious. They will ask the children, hey, how are you inspired? You wear a beautiful tilak like this. Huh? Go and stand and give to people. So, similarly, Matajis, if you stand at the table, some girls, college going girls will come and ask you questions. So, in Boston, USA, you know, there is one Ranga Mataji. Huh? This lady, this Mataji, wherever there is crowd, you will find her with the book table. She will find out in the city what is happening where, and she will, we have a WhatsApp group where she will put that this opportunity is coming day after tomorrow and we want 10 devotees or 15 devotees. And many of the devotees will go, put a big book table and then distribute lots of books, hundreds of books like that. So here also we want to create that culture of Prabhujis, Matajis, children, boys, girls, brahmacharis, everybody. You all are born in India. That is the instruction Lord Chaitanya has given for all those born in India. What is that verse? Bharata bhumita hoile manusha janmayar janma sarthaka karikara para upakar. What he said? Those who are born in India, he said, you perfect your life and you help others perfect their life by distributing the books. Correct now? And Srila Prabhupada, in his ripe old age of 70, he went to America and wrote these books, got them printed, distributed it, started ISKCON society, established, installed the deities, and celebrated cultural festivals and everything. Now 60 crore books have been distributed by ISKCON. Till now. Just see, huh? Yeah, huge number till now. Our society has become, Prabhupada started 108 temples. Now there are 1400 temples now. It's increased all around the world. Yeah. So we have very good preaching going on across the globe. In our city here in Hyderabad, we want to see that in the book marathon, we reach out. I have seen Narendra Avasti Prabhupada, his good wife, with all the team of devotees here. They distribute a lot of Bhagavatam sets. I remember that. Once we went to that Ramanuja's Statue of Equality, that we distributed many Bhagavatams. Remember? And if you take a little time out in the evening time when you return from the office and make plans, you can make groups also, devotees. They can go to different places. Not only you should know the knowledge and practice yourself, but you also should have sympathy for the suffering souls. How many of you feel some pity for your people when you see when they are suffering? Correct, no? So, how do we express our sympathy to them? By giving them a book. Because the books are like medicines. Correct, no? You know, Prabhupada said if they read these books and they get enlightened, they get hooked to this Sangha, next year you'll find your Sangha will become doubled there. Correct, no? The more the books go, the people come and connect, then you can increase your number of devotees in your community and you can have a bigger hall in future. You can have a double sizes hall. Correct, huh? Thank you all very much. Prabhupada ki Prabhupada Vrinda ki I can take questions 10 minutes, 5 minutes.
Yeah. Any questions again?
Yes, ma'am. Do you want this mic? We have one more mic we have, is it?
No, bro, it's
Okay, you can speak loudly, ma'am. Yeah.
My question is, some people feel
It's coming now.
Buying the entire Bhagavatam might be a little too much. Maybe they don't have a big house to keep or something, because they don't know what transcendental knowledge is there.
Actually, what you can tell them about Bhagavatam, we can tell them that many children nowadays are getting very bad culture in the school. And this Bhagavatam has many wonderful stories like Dhruva, Prahalad, Ambarish, we have Ramayana also is there in that. We also have pastimes of Machakur, Varaha, many things are there. And also these pastimes are also accompanied with Prabhupada purports where he teaches for the modern day people how to implement. So as parents, it is imperative that you learn these pastimes so you can teach to your children. And when you teach to your children, they are going to be people of very high character and well behaved, and you will be giving them the inner strength to face the challenges of life. Like that you can tell them. So many people, if you tell them to take for themselves, they will not take. But for the children, they will take. Yeah. And also you can flip some pages and show that Bhagavatam has many colorful pictures and the storyline is very easy. And Prabhupada has given a very lucid purport. Because people spend a lot for hotel, people spend a lot for movies. See, one family goes to a hotel, how much do you think they spend? Easily 3,000-4,000. Isn't it? If they go to a hotel also and then the movie also, they spend 10,000 gone. The family, you will see that. So our Bhagavatam set, one set for them to buy is not a big deal. Only thing is they should be convinced about the utility of it. Actually, Bhagavatam is very easy to appreciate. For example, if you see the first canto, for example, Prabhupada gives the entire Mahabharata outline in that. You will see that. And also the prayers of Kunti, Bhishma Pitama's story, Krishna leaving Hastinapur, Krishna entering Dwaraka. It's all very interesting, it is. Nowadays, many, even children are also understanding nowadays Bhagavatam. Now, Radheshyam has come up with that Bhagavatam tales,
We have it.
Yeah. So, if parents read Bhagavatam, for them to teach Bhagavatam tales will be very easy. They can even add more points and that. Actually, we should not think that Bhagavatam is too big. First of all, leave alone those people. We can be convinced that people have money if they want to spend. And Bhagavatam actually, nowadays it comes in small volumes also. Yeah, how many? 45? 45 books. So you just pick up one volume and while coming here, little read it and come home, keep it and take next volume. And finish very easily. I also have that small one. It's very nice it is. If somebody finds the big size objectionable, they can have a small one. Yeah. Yes, anybody else?
Yeah, any other questions? Alright, this is a great opportunity to ask Prabhuji. I think so. The book marathon is almost about to start, right? If any of you are inspired about it, if you ask any questions, doubts, whatever you have.
You can give this
I
one.
had one more follow-up.
Yeah, you can give this one.
Whatever the question is.
What if I have to go for book distribution, or maybe I have a big bag with me, what is the top 5 books I should always have?
I would suggest Science of Self-Realization, SSR, and Coming Back, and this one, Rajavidya is very good, and also this topmost yoga system, and Path of Perfection is a very good book also. Why Path of Perfection book is good? It talks about the, Ashtanga Yoga, Yama, Niyama, Pranayama, and all those things. Many big people who are into yoga would like it. Path of Perfection. You can say that if you learn this, A yogi can become the perfect yogi by reading the book. Similarly, the Radheshyam book is 9th chapter of Gita. You can tell them that it teaches the most confidential knowledge. You know, confidential knowledge means about soul and body. More confidential knowledge means about soul and super soul. And most confidential knowledge means how to become a friend of God, like Arjuna became friend of Krishna. So that book is Radheshyam is good. And coming back has 3 stories of, Rajamila and Chitraketu and Bharat Maharaj. So you can tell them these 3 are very interesting. You can read that. And it also scientifically describes about how reincarnation happens. Right, no? That's a very good book also. And SSRD is like a university book. In many of the American universities, they have described it as a course book, Science of Civilization. And there are a lot of conversations there with Prabhupada and the scientists and that. It's very good. So that book also is very good. And then PQPA, some people like very much because perfect questions. It's a question answer format. Some people like that kind of format. They like it, like a conversation kind of thing. That is very good. Yeah. And there is one thin book called the Gita Sar. Most people find it appealing because they just want to read Gita as essence they want to read. But it contains the entire introduction of Prabhupada. So anybody reads Gita Sar, they will know what Prabhupada wants to say about the overall philosophy. That was a good book to carry. Yeah. So this much also if you know to tell them, that's good enough. And they give them the book. Yeah. Then in India, if you say that, you see, many Christians are getting foreign funding also, for expanding the churches and all. But similarly, if you tell them that if you give us this, some donation you give us, then we will spread these books to especially poor people who are non-earning people. Can spread it. So immediately they give 100, 200 rupees, very happily they give. Then you can fill up the hand with 2, 3 books. Yeah. You tell them, okay, you have given a donation, thank you, now you pick up any book of your choice. And they pick up. You don't have to exactly get the amount equivalent to the books. And you can just give some books and pick up. Some people will take 1 book and give 500 also. Give like that. We have always seen that the money we gather at the end of the day is more than what the books we have given out. So always like that.
Hare Krishna, I have a question. So when we distribute the books, what should be our mood while distributing the books? Because a lot of times, because it's a competition going on, we can tend to get into the mood of competition to show off. But what is the right mood for distributing books?
Prabhupada said competition is good as long as it is not unhealthy competition. You see, once 2 boys, 2 brothers, they both were putting hand into the bottle to get the cookies. But both were refusing to take out their hand, so both couldn't get cookie. Correct? Because both are putting the hand at the same time, and the bottle mouth is small. How will they take it out? At least one of them takes out the hand, other one picks up. After other one picks up, what he should do? He should give it to his brother. Brother, you take it, then I will take the other one. So, competition when it becomes unhealthy, then both suffer. Not good. So to make the competition healthy, what one father did, whenever the father brought the cake, the elder brother would cut little bigger size of the cake and take that. And smaller size he would give to his brother, younger brother. And younger brother always cried. So next time father said, you decide amongst you who will cut the cake, and the other one will decide which part to take. And now the elder brother understood, I will exactly cut in the middle. Because otherwise my bigger part will be taken by my brother, correct? So this way you as the leader have to come up with a plan where the competition doesn't go to unhealthy state. But the little competition is always good. You make groups, you give names also for the groups. And then each group goes in different direction, and then you can keep updating the score in WhatsApp. Just like the Kahoot, they don't know who is coming first. Right, no? That kind of competition keeps everybody enter the city, go and do something. No competition means like communist country. Somebody will learn and they will share the money amongst all. It's like that. Like, book distributors, some few people distribute, everybody says Hari Bol. They only say Hari Bol. Better than everybody the groups and send them out. Purpose and competition is good, but not too much competition. Beyond a certain limit, right now.
Any other question?
Here, who all have been going out for distribution? They can raise the hand. We can get an idea. Sure, very good. What's your name? Janak, amazing. And your name? Deepak. Amal Prabhu, very good. Who is your name? Tarun? Tarun. And then behind? Manish Prabhu. Thank you. And then behind? Who else is distributing books? Mataji? Vinodvani Mataji, very good. And who else? Mataji, yourself? Ragini Mataji. And? Satya Mataji? Shravya Mataji. And Mataji, yourself? Mega Mataji, okay. Anybody else missed out?
No, some of them are feeling shy also, I think.
No, you can raise the hand. Don't feel shy. I'm just asking who has been distributing in the past. Yes, Prabhu. Amit Prabhu. And then Mataji? Monika Mataji. Yes. And then? Nidhi Mataji. Okay. And? Yes? Pratiksha Mataji. Very good. Anybody else?
I did it because I feel new to ISKCON.
No, you can be new, but you're done.
Yes.
What is his name?
After looking at the lecture which Prabhuji shared, I made a call to somebody.
Radheshika Prabhu's lecture that you forwarded?
I made a call to somebody because when she came to my home, she saw the Bhagavatam set. And I found that she was interested. So after the lecture, I just made the call.
And she has said, my God, Hari Bo! See, here's the example. He told you. Right? Wonderful. So the more you show, the more you sell.
It was so true.
That's true, yeah.
And
So I called out the names because we want to say and chant one loud Hari Bo for all these devotees. Hari Bo!
Hari Bo!
Seeing this, I'm sure many others also will be inspired. But if you make them in teams with one lead devotee for each team, it will work out very well. So all the best for all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki.
So, I'd like to thank Radheshyam Prabhu in a traditional way by loudly chanting 3 times. Hari Bo! Hari Bo! Hari Bo! Hari Bo! And we request Prabhuji to keep coming because I think we had like till 2025 Prabhuji's place. I mean, I'm waiting for the next set of calendar to open and we'll book Prabhuji's slots for us so that at least we can keep getting association because we missed out. I think it's been 6 months, I think, since we started, a couple of devotees started asking